So one of the great things about living on the coast is being able to catch fresh fish. Here in North Carolina, we have a short flounder season, but it happens to be going on right now. A few days ago, I was able to catch a nice flounder, about a 6 pound flounder. Brought it home, filleted it. Tonight, I'm gonna take those fillets and fry them up, and we're gonna have some flounder sandwiches. Should be some good stuff. Before we do Before we do that, we got to make us a little bit of tartar sauce to go with our sandwich, and of course a little bit of coleslaw. Let's knock out that tartar sauce first. Uh, Mayo, of course, Duke's mayonnaise, only kind that I like. Again, you don't measure this, at least I don't. It is just by taste. We'll keep that. We're going to need that. All right, let's grab a spoon. Tartar sauce is really pretty simple. A little bit of relish. This is a sweet pickle relish. I like mine heavy on the relish, so we'll go heavy with that. A little bit of lemon juice. And get it open. A little bit of dill seed. All right. Mix all this up. Nice and smooth. And then, of course, it's just a matter of taste, getting it right. Let's see. All right, that's nice and mixed up. Let me grab a tasting spoon. Okay, let's give it a shot. Tastes like tartar sauce. Very good. Okay, we put this in the fridge. And make our slaw. So, because it's like no fun to watch, and it takes a while, I've already ground up my cabbage. And actually in this, I added some carrots. I don't always do that, but hey, it makes it look pretty. So it doesn't really affect the taste, I don't think. But again, it's festive. All right, mayo. You never know how much mayo this is going to take. The cabbage will it's going to absorb, and a lot of that just depends on how fresh your cabbage is, I think, and how long you leave it in the refrigerator. A little bit of salt. I'm gonna go easy on the salt just because I can always add more, but can't take it away. A little bit of pepper. I go heavy on the pepper just because it seems to kind of go away. It kind of fades away in the slaw, and I always have to add more. Apple cider vinegar. I don't know why, but I've always used the cap as my measuring tool. We'll try about 2 capfuls. We'll see how that goes. We can add more. And sugar. Okay. Now, like everything else, this is to taste. So we're going to mix this up. I can already tell you that I did not use enough mayo because it's just not going to be wet enough like that. But it'll kind of fool you. You got to be careful because, again, when you put it back in the fridge and let it sit for a few minutes, the salt like with all vegetables, it will pull liquid away from cabbage. And you may have it at the right consistency at first, and then you stick it in the fridge, and about an hour and a half later, when you're ready to eat it, you realize it's too darn watery. So, kind of got to be careful with that. I actually don't think I missed it as bad as I thought. That's not a bad consistency. Um, hmm, might not need much more mayo. To tell you the truth, like I said, that's going to get some liquid. Yeah, let's try tasting it. It does need some more mayonnaise, if nothing else for the taste. So, I'm about out of mayonnaise. Let's see if I can reach way down in there and grab some more. Okay, let's try that a little bit at a time. Again, I can always add, but I can't take away. Mix this up. Try to lean this up so you can see what I'm doing. Although I'm pretty sure all of you know how to make slaw. It's not that much to it. What we're going to do is when we get ready to fry our fish, because I don't want my house to smell like fried fish, I will do it outside. My Blackstone has a side burner. That side burner will let me take my cast iron pan out there and I can fry my fish outside. Um, Thereby, the only people that smell the fried fish are the cats. Not my cats. I don't have any, but the neighborhood cats. All right, let's try this one more time. I think it needs a little more sugar. Okay, let's try that. Trial and error, folks. That's all this is. Just trial and error. Let's see. Consistency's looking good. It's got a little more juiciness to it, if you will, but hopefully not too much. That should be good on that sandwich with that big flounder fillet. Nice, fresh. I hadn't been fortunate enough to catch another flounder. Caught that one on opening day. That was it so far. All right, let's try this one more time. Still missing just a little something. I'm thinking a little salt. All right. Now, I think that might do the trick. Let's see. Mix that up. And in all honesty, you look in there, you don't see any pepper. That the pepper just goes away. I don't know where it goes, but it goes away. So we'll add a little more pepper. Now let's see what we got. Okay. All right. That consistency is looking really good. That's pretty nice right there. Okay. Let's taste one more time. I'm going to run out of tasting spoons. All right. Oh, yeah. That's it. Okay, perfect. All right. Scrape this down on the sides, just because, not really any reason to. Toss that in the sink. Now let's throw this in the fridge. And our flounder fillets. Okay, let's clean up just a minute. Done with the apple cider vinegar. I am done with the mayo, lemon juice, all this stuff. Oh, don't want to fit on my shelf. A little lemon juice in here. Oh. Okay. Oh. And what did I find in the fridge but a Miller Lite? There we go. Put the deal up. All right. Now, we have our flounder fillets. So these flounder fillets are from the belly side, or the underside of the flounder. If you know anything about a flounder, they're a flat fish. They lay flat on the ground. Both their eyes are on the top, and they wait for the fish to swim by. When the fish swims by, they jump up and they grab the fish. So you have basically a brown top side that blends in with the sand so that the bait fish can't see them. And then you have the bottom side, which lays on the sand, and that bottom side is just as white as it can be. So we've got 3 nice fillets here. I've already cleaned them, making sure I have no bones, no scales, so they are good to go. Let me grab my breading, and we will get these breaded, and it won't be long. We'll be ready to move outside and throw them in the frying pan. I'm gonna wipe my hands. Okay, this is really easy. I honestly don't remember what brand breader this is. I do know that is a Cajun breader. It gives it just a little bit of spice, but not too much. I did add a little bit of salt and pepper because I think it's a little undersalted. So this is really simple. You just drop your flounder fillets in the bag with the breader. Get rid of this plate. I'm not going to need that. Rinse my hand. Wipe my hands. Might as well take a sip of beer. Again, Miller, I'm looking for a sponsor. All right. Seal our bag up. And again, this is not anything complicated. No way. If you're old enough to remember shake and bake, I don't even know if they still make it. It's kind of like shake and bake. You just shake it. I don't mean shake and bake from all the racing movie with Will Ferrell. Not that kind of shake and bake. The actual shake and bake came in a box that you basically you did this. It came with a bag, and you dropped your chicken in the breading, and you shook it up, and you threw it in the oven. It was awesome. You're probably not old enough to remember, but if you are, you'll probably smile thinking about what I'm talking about. Okay, now then, that is it. That fish is nice and coated in that breading, and all we have left to do is go outside and fry them up. See you out there. Okay, so we've moved outside, and we got a little rain shower while we were inside, so we got a little sprinkle. We had to move things around just a little bit, but it'll all work out. Let's check the temperature of our grease. It needs to be about 350. And let's see what we got. Oh yeah, 355, so that's just fine. Okay. Again, this can be a little messy because of course, you get, you get the grease splattered everywhere. But that's okay. That's why I like doing it outside. All right, look at that big old beautiful flounder fillet. Man, that thing's gonna be good. We're gonna pop that in there, skin down. Let that go. I've got 3 fillets, so I'm gonna cook 2 of them at once. Okay, and then we'll throw in another one. All right, got my trusty rag because you know I don't like to make a mess. Okay, this is pretty easy. You just fry them till they get crispy. It's not a lot to it, but you talk about good. It's gonna be delicious. I think our rain has backed off a little bit, which is good. I think we're supposed to have some storms here in a little bit. We need the rain, that's for sure. I don't know about your area, but it's dry here. Once we get these finished, of course, it'll take them a little bit to cool off because they're going to be super duper hot. And by the time we move them back in, put our sandwiches back together, we'll have some awesome fresh flounder sandwiches. When I mean fresh, guys, I'm not talking about frozen flounder fillets that I bought somewhere at a grocery store. I caught this fish, so I know where it came from. I know everything about it. To me, that's the best way to have seafood. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Man, that sizzle's going. Sounding great. We don't need that fly. It's the only bad part about cooking outside. You got to deal with flies. And somehow, they seem to find it as soon as you start. I hate flies. All right, we're going to leave it on that side. Let's get it good and crisp before I flip it over. Better put something on top of my napkins before the wind blows them away. We got a light breeze. All right, let's see what we got. This one's a little thinner, so it's probably going to need to go over sooner. Oh yeah, there we go. This one's thicker. Just roll that thing over. Oh, that's looking great. Man, looking good. You don't want to overcook them. You overcook them, they're going to be kind of dry. You want that flounder to be moist. These are thick fillets because, again, this was a big fish. But you don't want it to dry out. You know, sometimes you go to a restaurant and they have flounder and they're like really, really thin flounder strips. And they'll bring them to you and they're so overcooked, it's like eating cardboard. So don't overcook them. All right, see how we're looking here. It don't take long to cook these, not in that hot grease. These guys are looking good. This one's a little thicker, so it's going to take a little longer. This other one is from the tail section of the fish, so you know that section's a little bit thinner as it comes down from the head down to the tail. It'll cook faster. I'll throw that other one in here in just a second. This is going to be more fish than we'll need for a couple of fish sandwiches. However, I love cold fish the next day. Straight out of the refrigerator. I don't even warm it up. It's great. Put a little hot sauce on it. What you talking about? All right, this thin one is done. That thing is nice and crispy. We're going to put her right here. Let her drain. We'll flip this other one over just a little bit. Let it go just a little longer. And let's grab our other fillet. This is a nice big piece too. Oh yeah. Get that in there. Okay. Get this out of the way. We don't need that. Oh! I almost forgot. My Miller Lite, that is. I think that one had a hole in it. Might have to return that to effective. All right. While those are cooking up, let's take a look at this. Let's see how this thing's looking. Oh yeah. That thing's super hot. But you can see it. Yep. See there? And that's cooked nice. It's not too done. Still juicy, moist. That's what you want. A little crisp right there. Oh, that's perfect. Look, there's another one. It's the advantage of cooking. Oh, yeah. All right, let's flip this big thick one. One more time. Let's go to our other one. Roll him over. Actually, it's not a him. I have some friends that are marine biologists, and something I learned, I had no clue about this. Most flounder that are bigger than about 18 inches are females. I didn't know that, but interesting. And this one was 25 inches, so it's definitely a female. All right, this one's almost done. I actually was able to give the carcass from this flounder to a marine biologist friend of mine, and doing a little research on it, a little autopsy, if you will, he was able to tell me that this fish was 3 years old. I find that interesting. All right, let's keep twisting this fish over. Okay, this thick guy, this guy is good. Set this one over here on the pepper. Let it drain. And we'll finish up this one. Again, it don't take long to do this. The biggest part of it is cleaning up. Because, of course, it splatters grease everywhere, like I said. But it's a whole lot better to splatter this grease outside than having all this mess inside the house. So, I cook outside whenever I can. All right, this thing's looking great. Flip it over one more time. So you may ask about why I left the skin on. Because I know some people will fillet the skin off. It's personal preference. First things first, I think it holds the fish together when you're cooking it. That fillet seems to hold together better when you've got the skin on it. And on a personal note, I like the skin. I think it tastes great. I'm one of those folks that if I make fried fish, like a whole fish, I'm going to crunch on the tail once it comes out, because that crispy tail is just fantastic. Like a pork rind, but fish. Fish rind. You try it and see if I ain't right. All right, flip her over. We're almost there. You can hear that thing popping. Almost there. Man, some good looking stuff right here. That's what I'm talking about. while we're waiting, I think we can have one more little bite of crisp. That is some good stuff right there. I'm telling you. All right, we're almost done, folks. Oh yeah, I'm gonna turn my grease off. Let this one go for just a second. And we will be ready to move inside. Like I said, let this fish rest. Again, I'm tired, so, and let it cool because I don't want to burn my mouth. And we'll go inside, we'll throw together some sandwiches. All right, that is finished right there. Okay, now, wipe down just a little bit because you know I like clean. All right, here we go. I want you to look at that right there. See that? Hey, that looks good. Okay, let's move inside and make some sandwiches. All right, so we got our fillets inside. They've rested for a few minutes. They've cooled down. Let's throw together a sandwich. A little bit of our tartar sauce that we made earlier. Throw that on there. Be generous with that. Okay. Now then. Big old piece of fish right there. That's going to be a humongous sandwich. All right. Bit of slaw. It fits kind of nice in that little indentation there where that thing curled up. And that's all there is to it. That is a fresh flounder sandwich. Coastal living at its best. Let's try it. I'm going to take a bite, see how it goes. Man, I don't know how I'm going to get a bite. This thing's huge. Look at that. That fish sticking out both sides. Good Lord have mercy. Come on in here, flounder. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you what. You ain't gonna find no flounder like this at a restaurant. Ain't gonna happen. That's great. So fresh. That homemade tartar, slaw, a little bit of Miller Lite. That's great. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go finish eating. Hope you liked the video. Appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe. See you next time.